So I just finished editing and uploading this video.
Which, of course, as you probably guessed, was a Lego City update. Because I spend my life updating my Lego City because I can never make a decision. Hey, you want to see a cool angle? This angle. Ooh, that's cool. It's like another dimension. Another dimension over there. A cool one, though. Hey, Jose, I just finished uploading that video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And you know what I discovered? When we were down here waiting for that video to upload.
What's that?
What did we discover? Okay, check it out. We recently moved the, pop culture street from over here to over there to over there to there, over there to over there. We changed it like 10 times. It was actually Mrs. Bricksie's idea. Yeah. But we realized something, okay? Look at this. When we get this weird train track figured out and it hugs right here, that's a half base plate. Okay, so keep track. There's half. 1, 2, another half. That's 3, 4, 5. There's 5 base plates. Opened up, okay? And all of these base plates, we didn't have them before making this change. Then look. 6, 7, 8, 9. Because, of course, we're not going to keep that there. Why would we keep that there? That doesn't make any sense. Then we're going to have another half base plate here, so that's 9.5, right? Because you're going to have train track on half of that. So it's 9.5 base plates. Open for the taking for modular buildings, whatever they might be. Oh, we forgot over
here. on that one table, too.
Yeah, it all fits on this one table. Very cool. Then over here we have, what were you at, 9?
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. Probably we need to give that some breathing room, so call it 11. So now we have 11 base plates open for modular buildings. Then we swoop over here. And this puts us at 12 right here. Then, in here, this is going to have to be allocated to docks and stuff like that, so nothing available there. But I'm going to say we have 4 more right there. 16? Yeah, 16? Oh yeah, and then over here too. 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22. Leave some extra space open for whatever we might want to do. Yeah, so 22 base plates open for the taking here in the Lego room. Did I count wrong? Sounds like I probably did, because that seems like a lot of space.
So I'm editing this video right now, and I just noticed that there's 2 half base plates by the school that are open as well. So it's not 22, it's 23.
I'm pretty fired up on that. I literally discovered it after filming that video. I was like, let's do one more count while that video is rendering. And I was like, oh man, there's 22 base plates down here open for the taking. Also, Jose was like, what are we going to do with, behind Ninjago? And I spoke about it in the review, but I didn't really, do a detailed overview of it. So I built this cliff edge, right? That's cool because it's its own little module. You see that? Very neat. It's got some color on the back. It's all colorful and everything. Fancy bricks. But this just lines up with this perfectly. Right? Right on the money. Now, what I didn't factor in is the fact that this is going to be a mill split. It's going to be raised up a bit. But we can just raise it up with some rock or some slopes or whatever it is. And what we're probably going to do is curve it around and have that go all the way along the back. So we're probably going to need, how many slopes? Or MERPs, I should say. 4, 8, 12 per plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, what is that, 17 plates, 18 plates. What's 18 times 4, 8, 12? Quick math, Jose?
216.
216 MERPs. Okay, well I have 100, right? We have 100. We have a box of 100, but we've used some of them. So we need to order another couple hundred MERPs. I don't know if you might want to bring it taller though,
Probably.
You want to bring maybe one taller.
Maybe not though.
And then it'll all come on the back here. I was telling Jose,
we do different heights. So
different heights, yeah.
It's not just straight.
Yeah. So you see this guy down here? That one's pretty cool, but that one's too wide because you see how it does that little 90-degree turn on either side of the waterfall? So I couldn't just use that one. And that one's not module. My whole goal is going to be to make them modular so like they can move. So if I don't like this one here, I can move it. I want them to all be like that. And then of course we've got to put like 1,000 slopes on here and some greenery and stuff like that, and maybe a rock climber and stuff like that. But I want to make them extremely movable, you know? So yeah, I think that'll stretch all the way along back and come all the way to the campground, and then maybe just sort of meander off back here. I don't know if I want to make mountains, because mountains are pretty like big. I mean, those are only taking up a half base plate. I don't think I want them to take up any more room than a half base plate all along the back there. You can't really reach back there that well. It's definitely the hardest spot to reach. So my plan is just to make it, slide it in spot, and you know, have it sit there. That's why it's so important to me that it's modular. And then, yeah, I think that'll look good, hey? And then we're going to experiment with train tracks soon. I was thinking to myself, I ordered all the pieces to make these train tracks like look like this. But you can do it a different way. Let's see if I can come up with one right now. Let me show you here real quick. Okay, so this is like the roughest of rough drafts ever, but you sort of see what I mean there. If the road was there and the train track was beside it, sort of hidden in the road. So if we did something like that along here, rather than having like the super noticeable train track with the ballasting and stuff like that, I think it would be a little bit better. One thing I don't know how I would do it is the curves. Don't know what I would do for the curves. So that's sort of a mystery. But I mean, there's a will, there's a way, right? So that's sort of something that we'll do for that. I almost just ran into that drawer I left open. Caution, do not leave drawers open. Yeah, but that's sort of what I'm thinking for the train track, the cliff edge, and we have 22 base plates open for the taking here in the Lego City. Isn't that stoked? Like, that is just unreal.
Also.
Also. What, are you going to change something? She's changing something?
No, I'm not changing something. I had said this idea yesterday. It won't change the amount of space we had, but I would like for the zoo... I like the zoo over here, but obviously it'd be nice to have it facing us.
You like the hippo?
Yeah. I figured that maybe the rest of Pop Culture Street and everything else can shift down. And we were talking about limiting our zoo, like cutting it back a bit. So maybe reducing it by like half a plate on both sides, which would give us a whole plate less on essentially in total. So maybe what we could do is revert it and then have road coming from the end table to get to this side.
But
and then going around the zoo. But then that way we can actually see it.
Okay, so that the point of that wouldn't be to open more space, but rather just to flip the zoo around?
The space wouldn't change at all.
So then the zoo would be over there, but Pop Culture Street would be down here? Is that the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're saying is, are you saying spin it 90 degrees or 180 degrees?
180.
So you're 180ing it and you're putting it way over here?
Yes.
And then there's going to be a road leading down the side of it to this chunk of buildings, which would slide down here?
Yes.
I understand.
You could either put, it would be right here.
You told me that yesterday, but I didn't even grasp it.
You could have road.
I was just like, okay, yeah,
From here, and it would either be on this side or the far side. And then zoo.
Yeah.
So zoo on one edge, and then the road on one edge. And then this is on the other end of it. So these just swap. It wouldn't give us any additional space. It wouldn't take away space. But it reduces our zoo. Because our zoo just, we don't think it needs to be this big.
Yeah. But that just adds road.
Yeah, but
I'd rather have more zoo than road.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to find a way that we see the front of this thing.
Yeah, I can see the front of it. Look. There's the front of it.
Fine.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, would we rather have more zoo? Would you rather, what would you rather have? The zoo facing the opposite way and sort of over here where it doesn't really make sense. It's sort of like stuck between modular buildings, or have the zoo in the end where it sort of makes more sense? Or would you rather more, I don't know. It's a discussion. It's a debate. This is all the debacle.
I think at the very least, we have to change that panel.
Oh, this panel? Well, we could just peel that sticker off. Why on earth did I use that panel? What the heck? I have like a large freezer bag full of those panels. That's
we have
funny.
like hundreds of those.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Yeah. 22 base plates, everybody. 22 base plates.